Hey crafters! I have a really cute, easy, fun project that I'm going to make right now. And I'm going to use my Evolution, Memory Keeper's Evolution Advanced Die Cut, Emboss, and Letterpress. So I just got this down, and then I'm going to swing out these arms. When these are down, it suctions down, so it's not going to go anywhere. Now I've got my plates here. It came with 3. I have the base plate, a bead mat, and a foam mat. And honestly, I haven't done that much embossing, so I'm not exactly sure what's supposed to work with what, but I just play around with it until it works. I have a dial setting over here, and I have a handle here to run it in and out, and I just get the level of press that I want out of it, whether I'm pressing or cutting, and then that's fine. That's all I need, so I don't get too caught up in that. So I'm just going to set aside the foam mat for the embossing. I'm going to use the base plate and the B mat and this Doris embossing folder. Whoops, Doris. This is one of the larger ones. It's a 5x7. And I'm using some craft paper lunch bags. So what I'm going to do is just stick that lunch bag into my folder, and then I'm going to run that through the machine. I don't know if you saw what I did there, but I've just got the base plate, the folder with the bag in it, and then the top mat. I'm going to pick up all of it. I've already made sure my machine was set where I wanted it to be. In fact, I could probably go just a little harsher, but that's fine. And then I'm just going to run it through. Let me show you what that did. So if we take that folder off, then you can see that bag has a nice little design pressed into it, except the top does not. Guess what? I'm just going to flip that around. And I don't want to go over this part twice, so I'm just going to bring this, line it up where that bag's just barely going to go over the top of it again. And basically I'm going to be folding that back down, so I'm not overly concerned about matching it. I just want to have a little texture on all of it. So it's not going to be very obvious because I'll use that as my fold mark. So again, I've just got my base plate. I set the folder down. I'm going to put this on top of it. Lift the whole thing up. Put it in the machine and give it a press. So there we go. We have one embossed lunch bag. And when you pop this out and have it ready for filling, you can see it's embossed all the way around because they aren't very thick bags. So it even got into the sides. It really did a nice job. Okay, next up, I've got my machine. I brought it just a little closer to me because I think you now get the general idea of how it works. But now I've got it set up for a die cut. So I've got 2 dies on my base plate right now, and the cut side is facing up towards me. These dies were at a set, a really nice set that had several different sizes of the same pattern. So you can do frames and borders and all kinds of fun stuff with it. So that's what I'm using this for. And you can see that I've taken out not quite the largest set, but the second down from the top to make my a background and then a smaller piece to put on top of that. So I've got the pieces right here, and they are going to be 2 different colors. So I've got a light pink that'll be on the front, and a dark pink, and I'm just laying them right over the top of my die cuts. Then I'm going to take my B mat and just put that down right on top. Now I'm going to pick up that whole assembly, and just be careful not to be moving it around a whole lot because you don't want to shift those die cuts. You want that paper to stay right on top of them. So you just put the whole assembly in your machine, and then you just start running that through, and as soon as it catches, I can let go of this plate with my backhand. I can grab the top of the machine and just steady it. So there's one of our cuts, and here's our second cut. And these will just go one on top of the other, and we'll have a nice little tag for our party favor. Isn't that cute? Okay, next up is one more cut, and that's going to be for these letters. So I have a Y right here, and I have a BA right here. And it's too bad baby has 2 B's, or that I don't have 2 sets of these, because I'm going to have to come back and do then B over again. So I just want to make sure my paper covers the A and the B there because I want both. And then I want my paper to cover that Y. So I'm going to just put this on top. All my settings are the same, all my press settings. Lift it up, and then you just put it back in the machine and run it through. Okay, we've put our components together, and now it's time to just package the favor. I've decided to grab a beading needle. These are from Beadalon, and they are the collapsible eye needles. By the way, what I'm using here is just some crochet thread. And I honestly can't remember what size it is, but it's a pretty fine crochet thread, one of the finer sizes. So we're going to go ahead and just thread up the needle. And I don't want a whole lot of double thread going through the letters because we're working with paper, right? It's a little delicate. Now I want my thread to go behind each letter, so I'm going to go in through the front and out from the back. So I'm taking that B and I'm going to go down. And then up. Okay, so I want to string these on the front of this pink. And so that A and the B, I'm going to move those together on the string because I'll lay those down first. And I'm going to just kind of arc these, but I'm going to have them all right next to each other. So I'm just going to bring in a little bit of craft glue. Oh, that's adorable. Okay, so the last thing I want to do is use some of these pearls to embellish. So I'm just going to pop a few of these off. And I also have a lovely sheet from the paper source that has smaller pearls. I'm going to pop a few of those too. Just make it bubbly and fun and embellished and girly. I'm just placing these randomly. I actually want to attach this to the bag. Well, I can't do that until I assemble the favor. So what I want to do is just pre-bend my bag. So if you remember, we'd use the front and the top and the bottom separately, and there's a little bit of a line right here, and that's where I want to have it bent to. So I'm going to make a nice firm fold there, and then I'm going to come back and make a second fold because I'm going to set it like this. So I also, before I even stuff it, I'm going to go ahead and just take my glue runner. Okay, so that's glued and ready. I'm going to open this up. For our favors, I have, these were adorable. I just went to Target and I went to their dollar section and they had these Let Love Grow little mini rose growing kits. I just wanted everything to be pink and girly and silly and fun. I found some socks. We're right before Valentine's, so again, love is the theme. And I'm just going to roll these. We'll see if I can make it come out. Not too tightly, and then grab one end and fold it over the back. It might fall apart in there, but then peel out the sock a little bit and just make a little sock rose. And I thought that would be a cute little fun thing. And then I just have a little bit of pink candies, some little pink gummy bears and pink sixlets and some jelly bellies. We'll toss that in there. So we'll fold this down, and now that I've got that glue there, when I fold it, it's going to lock it in. Okay, so there we are, all folded in nice. Now I actually want to go ahead and glue my back to the bag first because I'm going to put the front on it with a glue dot. So again, I'm going to grab my tape runner. Go ahead and get your tape on there. Nice and solid, you don't want the tags coming off. So I think we'll offside it a little bit. Just press that onto your bag. Then I'm using just a glue dot, and these are from the We Are Memory people as well, just a little foam adhesive dot. The way these work is you pop a dot off and you stick it on just right in the center. Then I'm just going to peel off that first layer. And I'm going to take my tag with all the extra string and all and just line it up and just press it. And then the very last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my glue and just dot that string to the sides of the bag, and then I'm going to cut it. And then just grab your scissors and cut that string. And there, I know you had the top-down view, but let me just show you that adorable favor for our baby shower.